How's it going, bro? So diving into chapter 13 of The Way of the Superior Man. It is titled, Don't Use Your Family as an Excuse. And the way David Eder speaks about this chapter is more for the older guy who's started a family, and I'm going to touch on that for the older guys watching this. But first I'm going to target my supposed more common audience and speak about my view on this chapter, my input on it. And yeah, don't use your family as an excuse. And for the younger guys, that would be your parents in particular. So, say you want to work on something, start working out, do something like that. Your parents or your family in general might not be in favor of it, especially coming from a brown background like I do, where I don't know why, but working out isn't seen as something that should be done. So I wouldn't say I've experienced a lot of friction when I started working out, but it was something that, at the very least, would have been seen as weird in my household, without a doubt. I could have sat back and said, you know what, I don't want to work out, it's kind of uncomfortable hearing that people find it weird and all of that. Or I could sit back like I did and say, you know what, I want to work out, I know it's going to benefit me, I'm going to do it, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't. So that's one example of how you shouldn't use your family as an excuse to not do something, make progress in your life. Now, if you're an older guy, the audience that David Eder is actually targeting in this chapter at least, then his approach, very similar one. But say now you are starting a family. You have a wife, and you either had some kids or about to have some kids. Take the example where you now do have kids. A lot of men would want to, I don't know how to put it, but put less intensity into their work and almost soften up and now want to spend more time with their child. And this is it's a tough one because 100% you need to be spending time with your child. But if you think about it, and you know this to your core, if you put less effort into your work, into your mission, into your purpose, you're 100% going to be weakening yourself, but it goes beyond that. You're weakening the relationship with your wife, and you're not giving as a committed and powerful future to your child because you can't provide better for your child or your wife for that matter. So you need to continue working on your purpose, even if you do have a child around. A lot of men would soften up here, but if you're on this mission, on this path of self-improvement, you would know not to. Take this chapter as a reminder to not do that. Because think about it. If you are a masculine man, a masculine father, you're definitely going to be a better parent for your child, especially if your wife is on the more feminine side. Then they have that perfect balance going on. Your relationship has a perfect balance, and your child has a perfect balance of parents going on. But now if you soften your core and become less focused on your work, on your mission, then 100% you're not going to be as masculine. That is problems in your relationship, but also when bringing up your child. This is not to mention the financial loss as well. Yes, of course, finances and everything, but it is very important. And actually, here's where it gets a bit finicky. If you have accumulated enough financial wealth, so in South Africa that would be, I would say, about 3 to 4 million rand. And it's quite a bit in South Africa, but I would imagine overseas that's about, not a lot, about $200,000, maybe $300,000. If you have that sort of wealth accumulated, at that particular point, you're actually not going to gain much more from working extra hours. You still do need to work. It's your mission, it's your purpose, you have to. But the financial goal is no longer your objective. In that case, you mustn't ditch your child for the financial goal. That's the exception I would make to this rule. In neither scenario you should be ditching your child, but in the scenario where you're still building up your financial wealth, in that scenario I would say give your child a little less attention than you think you should. Not a lot less, 2 or 3% less. Keep your mission the focus. this is actually going to be a side tangent, but that's why if you're a younger man watching this video, haven't started a family yet, what I would recommend to you is to actually accumulate the financial wealth before you get married already, or at the very least before you have children. It's going to help you a lot. Then you can actually spend more time with your child. 100% then you can. But that's a side note, something to be looking forward to working up to over the years. I'll see you in the next one, bro.